Hello, Stampin' Buddies. Oh, you see an extra pair of hands in there. I have a stamping guest with me again.
Today we're going to make a bow.
You have to put it under here, though.
Today we're going to make some bows.
With the take a bow, not take a bow, but we might take a bow when we're done if we make it through this video. All right, so, so we are going to make these bows like Riley just said. And the die set, that's too close to the camera.
Okay.
All right, so if you keep your hands down here, we'll be able to see on the film. And then Grandma will go ahead and explain things. So in the mini catalog for September to December for 2024, which is good from September 4th until technically January 6th.
And that's the bow we're making right there.
Yeah, but with different paper. So if we look on page 39.
See, that's the one we made first, and then we made this. But we didn't make this one yet, which we're going to make. And we made this, so it'll match this. And I'm going to do this with this paper.
Yeah, so we're going to try to show you a simple way to do this. Let me set this out of the way.
Okay.
And we'll show you these papers quick because the bundle comes with the Take a Bow die. So here's the die. It's all one piece. You will cut 2 of these. We were able to put 2 pieces of designer series paper with the die through our machine and cut once. And this is all you're left with. So this will be your scrap. So we're going to get rid of that because we don't need that anymore. All right. And then here is the designer series paper that comes in the bundle. All right. So there's 4 designs. You get 12 sheets of each design. All right. And they're 2-sided. So, whoops, we got a little one here. So here's the other side. So there's that. And there's that. There's that. Whoops. There's that and that. All right. So we're going to get these out of the way because we already made our cuts. And I'm going to put those dies out of the way. Hopefully nothing will go crashing to the floor before we get done. So here's what we end up with when we make that die cut with our 2 sheets of paper. All right. And we are going to take a bone folder and we're going to curl almost all of these sheets. All right. So I'm going to do this part because it just goes a little bit faster. I'm just breaking down the fibers a little bit so that they're just slightly curled. All right. And this is a skill Riley is just figuring out how to do.
I was just going to do this part outside.
You want the green on the outside?
Yes.
All right, we can do that. I'll just curl them the other way. All right. So try to keep your sizes all together. Riley will figure out this skill one of these days. It's a new skill trying to curl paper.
Almost.
Almost.
There you go.
Riley is just now in
1st grade.
1st grade. She'll be 7 in December.
Which is my birthday on the 27th.
Yep. So we're going to get these curled. And it shouldn't take us really long once we get going. We've only practiced twice, but hopefully we're getting it down now. And if Riley can have a little self-control here and not be too super excited, she seems to really like making videos. So now these, we really only need 1 of them for the top of the bow or for the center of the bow. But I put the other one on the bottom as kind of like a flag, and that'll help give you something to attach it to your package. So I'm just going to curl 1 of these. And, all right, so let's set this out of the way, and we're going to start doing some gluing, all right? Oh, and if you decide you want to order this bundle, if you go to my site, Lori's little bit of craft in there, but it's lorimacari.stampinup.net. The bundle number is 165129. It's $44.50 for the bundle and the paper. So you get the die, You need to cut 2 sheets and you get those 48 sheets of adorable paper. All right, so that's the bundle. This is the host code. So if you're only ordering this and nothing else, if you use this host code, that'll help me get free things that I can share with some of you when I have drawings and whatnot. So let's first put a little bit of glue on the centerpiece and get that one out of the way so it can sit down. All right, so we're gonna put just a little bit of glue. And if you didn't know, with our liquid glue, we've got the tip that we normally use, but we also have this flat edge that kind of spreads it out when you need just a little bit more glue. Right? You want the green on the outside, right?
Yeah.
All right. So we're just going to glue this so it's a nice little loop, and that becomes the center of our bow. All right? So that becomes that piece. So we're just going to set that off to the side. So now what we discovered is if we put a little bit of glue on here and then line up another piece so that we create a nice long strip. I want to just make sure. I want to just make sure they're kind of lined up. We want to get them all together.
Yes.
So put a little glue here for me, hon. Not a lot.
Not a lot.
All right, so there's our second pair. And then don't take the lid off, hon. And then put a little bit more glue there on the end, not too much. That's plenty. And then we're just going to put this here. So what we need to do is kind of create some figure eights. All right. So Riley's at the ready. She's just going to put a little bit of glue there. It's kind of a lot. And we're going to just take our end and curl it around so that the straight edges match that previous piece. And we're going to hold it down until it sets. And the nice thing about working on our glass mat is that if we get glue on it, it's going to clean up really easy later, and we don't have to worry about sticking to that paper placemat for this. Just a little bit, not too much, right up in here. That's kind of a lot. And then we're going to flip this one the opposite way. So now we have a figure eight, okay? And I'm just going to hold it until it dries. All right? We're going to set this aside. We're going to do a little glue, not a lot, but we have to spread this flat piece there. So I'm going to curl it over a little bit. And you can see where, Riley, watch your arm for just a second, please. So see where the edge here from the cut is? If I take this middle edge and just line it up, we're pretty good to go. All right, and Riley's got the glue kind of ready here. And then this one, again, we're going to curl over from the opposite direction. And again, line it up so the lines would actually be straight. The paper strips would actually be straight. No, we're not ready for that yet, hon. All right, and then we have one more. So we're going to put a little glue right there. Maybe just a little bit more this time. And then we'll just curl that over.
Yep.
And then a little bit of glue there. There we go. And this one we're just going to curl over the other way. And now Riley was getting ahead of me, but she's going to put a little dollop of glue in the middle. And then she's going to put a little dollop of glue in the middle of this one. Not too much because we don't want it too wet. And a little bit of glue goes a long way, but you do need just a little bit more. There we go. And we're going to lay this one in here. Don't touch it yet. And this one in here. And hopefully you can all see that. And then we're going to press it down. And then we're going to try to make sure that it holds. All right, so they should be pretty evenly distributed. So you've got them kind of like your six-pointed star. All right, wait for me just a second, please. All right, so we can set that aside. Now Riley's getting ahead of me, so we want to make sure everybody can see. Make sure that you're putting the glue on the edge, not in the middle of the strip. Okay, so again, we're gonna put these together so that we're creating a long strip. I'm not ready for that yet. And then we're gonna take this one, and we're gonna put a little glue here, right there. And put those together. And again, we're just kind of turning them into a long strip. And then we'll put a little bit of glue there, and we'll curl it around. And it's really not an exact science. It's pretty forgiving, so it's not like you have to get it exact in the right spot. A little bit of glue in the middle. Kind of over here, huh? There we go. Whoop. We got a lot.
Oopsie.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. Oopsie. All right, and then I'm gonna let that sit for just a second, and I'm gonna use the leftover glue. And we're gonna curl this around. And I need just a little bit here, not too much. Okay, this will go there. Hopefully everybody can see what I'm doing. And then we're gonna put a little dollop of glue in the middle. In the middle. Okay. Don't squeeze too hard though. Okay. And then we're gonna put a little dollop of glue in the middle there. A little bit more. There we go. And we're gonna put these like this, and we're gonna press those in. And then we just need to hold this long enough so that we're sure that it's setting. And it's flexible. I mean, you can move this a little bit, but imagine how long this die is gonna last you, and you can make probably hundreds of bows, and the cost is gonna be offset by not having to buy a bag of bows every time you need a certain color, because you're gonna have your designer series paper, and you can make your custom bow to match your paper. So go ahead and put that in the center. Do we have enough in there? Yes. And then you'll just wanna make sure, usually, that your seam is not on top like what Riley has here. We're gonna flip that over a little bit. And we're just gonna hold down our little centerpiece. We're still gonna need a little bit of glue there, Riley, for that bottom strip. So rather, you could just throw this away, it wouldn't really matter. But I kind of liked putting it on the bottom. So just put a little dollop in the middle there. And then we'll press that on there. And that too then gives you something to use to attach it to your package if you want to. And take a look at that. Beautiful, look at those. So we just have one more to make with the other design, and gorgeous. And we can make cards to match or coordinate with our bow and our packaging, whatever we're gonna do. But these I thought are just adorable. And I just found that with making the long strip before I did my turns to make my figure eight worked a lot better than the way I've seen in some of the other instructional videos. So with the other instructional videos, they take one piece, make it into that loop, take another piece, make it into the loop, and then try to glue them together, and then put them all together like that. This just seemed a little bit more efficient and easier for me to work with. So that's what we did, because it worked out good when you're trying to craft with a 6-year-old. So she lost interest already. She ran out of here because she's done, because the project is done. I hope you thought this was fun. We had a good time making them, except for the first one when I had to ask her to leave for a minute because she just has so much energy. But it's fun to have my little guest stamper with me. She's been crafting with me for several years. So we had fun. Happy stamping, everybody.